and welcome to Naija Infusions. So I was preparing this Moin Moin and I thought, you know what, let me just quickly do a video and show you guys how I do my Moin Moin. Sometimes I've got other ways, but this is one of the many ways. Anyway, so the first thing I did was wash the leaves in warm cold water. You know, you just want to warm cold water. What did I just say? Anyway, I just washed the leaves. I like to go in with a little bit of scrubbing and just give it a good scrub because the leaves can be quite deceptive. Then I took out the little part at the very end of the back of the leaves and then just continue. So for me, I like to wash my beans by hand. I know a lot of people say use food processor, but listen, I'm not interested in washing beans in food processor because it takes the same amount of time that you use if you soak the beans very well and just come back and give it a good wash rather than put in the machine that you start washing the machine. It doesn't make any sense to me, but listen, do you, I do me. For me, it doesn't make sense, but for you, it might make sense. But this is how I like to go in, and for me, it's therapeutic as well. So you know what? That time I use every little time I get, I use it for reflection about the day, about the life, about things. So this for me works. So I washed the beans, and it was looking clean. It took me less than 5 minutes to wash the beans because I soaked the beans forehand in warm water and just left it to sit while I do other things. You get me? So and then came back and washed the beans. So I had 2.5 onions and some bell peppers. I've got garlic, ginger, spring onions, and chili. You can choose to use tomatoes. It's absolutely up to you. But when I use egg, I leave tomatoes out. And even if I use tomatoes, I use fresh tomatoes and I use very little amount of tomatoes. But you know what? Do you? This is my own way of doing my own thing. So, and like I said, I've got variations. I have many ways of cooking my Moin Moin. This is just one of the many ways I cook it. So when I'm in the kitchen, I'm always trying to think about other ways to make things taste nicer, look better, and all that kind of thing. So for me, it's all about the taste. Looking is just optional, but food can look nice but not taste nice. But I like to go for the taste rather than be going for the fancy look. So next thing I did was blend the beans. I recommend you blend your beans with warm water, as I always say. If I've never said it before, then I've said it now. Blend it with warm water because it helps to soften out the beans. Then what I did next was add crayfish. Crayfish is always optional. Then I used this chicken stock in cooking the Moin Moin. It was a requirement and I had to go with the requirement, and I added some bit of sea salt. I like to blend the salt and the maggi with everything at the beginning, so I'm not like finding a way to dissolve it inside the food later and it doesn't dissolve properly. And then I added 2 eggs. It is important if you're cooking for people, ask them, do they eat egg or do they eat crayfish? It makes sense. You don't want to give people food poisoning and all that stuff. So next thing I added sardine, and because the sardine had oil, I went for the oil in the sardine instead of going for normal oil again and then adding more oil. Listen, you only need little oil, you're oily enough. So then next thing I did was lay the bottom of the pot with some extra leaves that I had. To be quite honest, it's been a very long time I bought very big leaves. Damn, I was very surprised that these leaves were a lot and it was big as well. So then this is how I do the leaves. I know a lot of people say, oh, I find it so stressful doing leaf Moin Moin, but it's quite easy. All you have to do is follow the simple steps. I've got another video on YouTube that you can go have a look and see how easy it is. I know it's very daunting. When I first started using leaf, I found it really daunting, and sometimes it's a hit and miss. But as time went on, I got used to it, and you just want to lay it into the pot. And what I discovered is that leave a space in between the Moin Moin, leave a space in the middle. Mostly when you're using a very tight kneaded pot, you want to leave a space in the middle of the pot so that the water, when the water is boiling, the heat can really spread and radiate around the pot. You don't want to enclose everything. So I've showed you another example of how I wrap the leaf as well. Listen, fam, I've got to say this. If I'm talking too much, tell me to shut up. Say, I said this, keep quiet. You talk too much. But you know what? I'm just having fun. I'm having fun, and I just like that people are coming along with me on this lovely ride. I enjoy cooking. It's fun for me. It's stressful, but I enjoy it. And when I'm in the kitchen, like I told you, I said leave space in the middle. Don't put anything in the middle. When I'm in the kitchen, I'm doing multitasking and doing many things at the same time. Sometimes I've overcooked my egg because I'm multitasking. But you know what? It's all the fun part of learning and getting. So next thing I did was add another leaf on the top. And you can put a bean bag or a blue bag or whatever, just so that it steams properly. And if you need to put water, always make sure that you put hot water into the Moin Moin. Never go in to put cold water. It's like you're cooking beef, you're cooking rice. You don't want to be adding cold water. You want to be adding hot water so that the cooking process continues. Otherwise, when you pour cold water, is what you're basically doing is reducing the temperature in the pot, and then it's like you're going back to square one. That's why sometimes you cook moi moi and your moi moi are not cooked, or you're cooking meat and it's so hard that you just cooking the meat forever, more like cow foot as well. So always add hot water back into the pot. And what I normally do once I finish cooking moi moi is take out all the leaves, put it in a blue bag, and take it straight to the bin. I don't like throwing them in the bin in the house because it makes the house stinks. The bin just stinks. So I just put in the bag and straight away take it to the bin straight away. And this was the final moment. Sorry, I couldn't cut into the moment because listen, it went my and I didn't have extra to do demonstration of how soft and succulent this moi moi is. Like always, I will say thank you for tuning in. God bless you. Continue to support and remember to follow, like, and share and remake. Thank you so much.